I think that forums like this are excellent because they demonstrate that people across the continent are thinking about the type of internet we want and are thinking about human rights in the context of the internet and are not settling for access at any cost. And I think that for me is a message that's important for people to hear outside of the continent. And then also to hear people from Africa advocating themselves for their own rights. So often when you hear the conversation about rights or internet rights, it's often led by people in Europe or led by people in the US, and for me it's refreshing to hear these conversations here in Africa and having them advanced by Africans. Even when I disagree, for me it's refreshing to have that conversation. The extent to which a government is afraid of free expression is the extent to which they don't necessarily understand the benefits of transparency or the benefits of having citizens feel like they're engaged directly in democracy. But having said that, I think it's a question that any internet or social media platform grapples with. Well, there are a couple of things that are really exciting about Facebook in Africa, and one is that Facebook as a platform has this incredible potential to amplify voices. And so, particularly for people and for countries and for regions that are generally shut out of mainstream media, Facebook and social media in general has this, it gives this powerful opportunity for people to tell their own stories in their own voices. By connecting with friends, you can also use the same platform to connect with people who would be interested in your business. And so Facebook has this incredible ability to help entrepreneurs grow their business. Ages ago, you could have a president or a king who didn't connect directly to people. Now, the most junior child can connect directly with President Buhari in Nigeria directly on social media, and I think that's incredibly exciting. I think it also brings transparency that we didn't see before about what government is doing. Is that it creates an opportunity for, across the continent, for people to be creators of platforms, to be creators of technology. So not just consumers, not just sort of passive audiences, but creators. And I think we see this with industries like Nigeria's Nollywood, where you can take someone who has an idea or a story, and it can be spread across the continent, even into the diaspora. Facebook finds really interesting and exciting about Africa, and I think one of our challenges and opportunities is to really amplify the rate of internet access across the continent, because we know that all of those great things that technology brings are not going to be possible if the majority of people across the continent don't have access. And so that's why we're committed to internet.org. And when I say internet.org, I'm not just talking about free basics, which is where we partner with operators to offer local content and specific sort of content on maternal health or other things free in particular countries. It's also about how we partner with operators around infrastructure. So how do we create better infrastructure in different countries so that internet access can be more affordable? And it's also about policy solutions. There are a number of issues that are related to policy decisions that governments make, and that we believe that if we as Facebook partner with civil society, that we can make a difference by making changes in policy decisions that will then, as a result, bring down the cost of data. The extent to which a government is afraid of free expression is the extent to which they don't necessarily understand the benefits of transparency or the benefits of having citizens feel like they're engaged directly in democracy. But having said that, I think it's a question that any internet or social media platform grapples with. The fact that if you are in a particular country, or you say you're in the US, that there are laws, and you certainly don't want companies to think that they are above the law, because I come from a human rights sort of corporate social responsibility background, and I think one of the worst situations is when companies feel that they are above the law. Now, that of course has to be balanced with the fact that if you think that there exists in the world laws that could be considered unjust or in violation of human rights principles,